Hello everybody, this is GeGe from GeGe Movement. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a feel-good Vinyasa flow that moves all the way around the mat with intermediate options. So we're going to go all the way down and we're going to start in a toe stretch. So tuck in the toes under, bring the bum back towards the heels and sit with your chest nice and high. You have the option to put a block between the heels and the bum, or you can keep your fingertips down to the mat to make this a little bit more accessible. And from here, just taking some nice, slow, deep breaths to start the practice. Starting active, but present and calm. Roll the shoulders all the way up and back 4 times, looping those shoulders back, and then taking them forward. We're still in this toe stretch. And then from here, you're going to take the hands behind the back, clasp them, and then open up the chest. So you're getting a nice stretch all along the tops of the shoulders and the pecs as you lengthen those hands away from you all the way down towards your heels. Deep breaths in and all the way out. Gorgeous. Let those hands go, shake it out. We're going to come down to all fours. Please feel free to pitter-patter out those feet. I know that's quite intense on the backs of the feet, on the arches. So coming into your cat-cow here, taking it at your own pace. You don't have to go as fast as I am, arching and rounding the spine with your breath, warming up through those erector spinae muscles, through the spine, mobilizing and warming up. You can incorporate the head here. And then we're going to take it in a circular motion. So think of going up and over an object as you round up and over with your back. You can involve your head and your hips, make it as active as you want, and then taking it in the other direction. Beautiful job. From here, we're taking a twist. So taking the right hand all the way up to the sky and then thread it underneath the left arm. Take the left arm all the way up and around behind your back, maybe holding on to the right thigh. From here, you may want to extend the left leg out long and maybe lift the toes off the ground, coming into a balance challenge. Extra balance challenge here will be to bend that foot or bend the leg and grab the tops of the toes with the hand that was holding your thigh. Coming slowly out of it, unravel yourself. Reach that right arm all the way back up towards the sky, and then bring the hand down to mat. Exactly the same on the other side. So this time left hand reaches all the way up. You're going to thread it underneath the right arm, and then the right hand is going to come back behind the back, maybe to hold the opposite thigh crease. And then maybe you're going to extend your right leg. Maybe those toes are going to come off the ground nice and long through the toes, straighten the back of the knee. And then maybe you're going to take that extra balance challenge, bending the knee and grabbing the tops of the toes. This is super challenging, so if you fall out, please be kind to yourself. It's just a little bit of fun. Unraveling and bringing your left arm all the way back up towards the sky to finish off the movement. Great job. From here, just a little wrist warm up. So taking circles as you stretch over your wrist. You should feel a nice forearm stretch here as you go around. And then changing your direction, just mobilizing. We spend a lot of time on the hands, so we want to do that safely. From here, coming into your puppy posture or anahata, heart to earth pose. So walking the hands forward, the knees slightly back, and then lowering the chest down towards the ground. Should feel like a really beautiful shoulder and pec stretch, lengthening through the spine. Forehead can come to the mat or chin. People find this comfortable in different ways, so whichever one works for you. And then rolling all the way through down towards your belly, you're going to come onto your fingertips, think of squaring out the elbows, and we're going to take some back bend ripples here. Head comes up last and comes down last. Rippling up as you inhale, rippling down as you exhale, pushing up through those fingertips. Brilliant. And next we're going to come into some shoulder rotation. So come back up to that back bend, bring your right shoulder in, rotate it in and come back up through back bend. Left shoulder in and come back through back bend. So we're finding some mobility here, just moving through that shoulder joint and then coming down. Pressing up to your first downward facing dog of the practice. So take any movement that you need to do here. You can either pedal it out like I am, or you can rise up on both toes and bring the heels down. You can take some twisting movement, or you can just stay in stillness, whatever feels good to you. We're really lengthening out through that spine. And then start to tiptoe all the way up to your forward fold at the top of the mat. Gentle bend of the knees, clasp opposite elbows and take a sway from side to side. Make that upper body super heavy so that it lengthens the spine. And then rolling up to standing vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to your mountain pose. Standing tall, palms open, and maybe smile. Life is good, right? We're going to start with some sun salutations here, just 3 traditional sun salutations. So take it all the way down to a forward fold, flat back, halfway lift, fold, plant the palms, step it back to plank pose. For your first one, you can bring the knees down, come down towards your belly, bend the elbows, coming to a low or high cobra, tuck the toes under and press back up to downward facing dog, taking 2 breaths in here. Beautiful job, making your way to the top of the mat however you wish. Inhale, flat back, half lift, and exhale, fold, reaching it all the way up to the sky, and hands down to prayer. And again, here we go, inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, exhale, fold, plant the palms, step or hop it back to plank pose. This time maybe you take your full chaturanga to upward facing dog, and take it back to downward facing dog. Always the option to keep the knees down and go to cobra. 2 breaths here. Look into the top of the mat and make your way there. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Reach all the way up to the sky and exhale, hands to heart center. You've got 1 more round just like that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, flat back, exhale, fold. Step or hop it back, take your chaturanga to upward facing dog, exhale back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths here, and we're going to go into our around in the mat to feel good flow. So we're going to take a 3-legged dog, right leg goes nice and high, inhale, and exhale, bend the knee, stack the hips. Inhale to re-extend, and exhale, coming through into fallen star. So that right leg goes over towards the left, reaching the left arm up. Re-extend back to 3-legged dog. Exhale, stack again. Inhale, extend. And exhale to pigeon pose on that right side. So bringing right knee towards right wrist. We're going to take 4 back bend ripples here in your pigeon. 3, staying nice and active through the legs, and 4. Good job. And from here, taking some hip mobility. So that back leg is going to swing all the way around and then all the way back. You can use your upper body to lean forward as the leg goes back and lean back as the leg comes forward. We're really mobilizing and rotating through the left hip joint. Nice job. From here, take that left leg all the way over the right one to come into a twist. The right arm comes up, goes up and over the left leg, and you're looking over your left shoulder, coming into a spinal twist. A little bit of yoga for the brain here. And then rainbow your arms all the way over towards your right, coming into downward facing dog, facing the back of your mat. Exactly the same thing again. So right leg goes all the way to the sky, stack the hip, exhale. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, coming into your fallen star. So bringing that back foot flat to the ground, open up through the left arm, bring the left hand down, and then coming back up, re-extend that right leg, and then stack the hip. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, right leg pigeon pose. Again, 4 ripples here. That leg does not have to be at a perfect 90-degree right angle, whatever works for you. I know this flow is quite fast moving. Good job. And then coming into that hip rotation again. So again, using your upper body to find balance here. If you ever have to bring the toe down, that is totally okay. Stabilize yourself and then get going again. Coming into your twist, so right arm goes all the way up to the sky, crosses over the outside of the right thigh, the left thigh, and looking over your left shoulder. Rainbow the arms all the way over towards your right. You're facing the top of your mat again in a downward facing dog. Good job. We're going to ripple forward to the plank. You're going to take a press up and then a side start here. So rotate the right arm up to the sky, press up, and left arm up to the sky, and then taking your chaturanga to upward facing dog. That little press up variation is totally optional. We'll do it to wipe the slate after every side. So exactly the same thing now, but on the left. So taking the left leg all the way up to the sky. Inhale, stack the hips, exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fall and star. That left leg comes all the way through towards the right, and then we're extending the right arm all the way up towards the sky. Right hand comes down, re-extend the left leg, and exhale, stack the hip. Inhale, extend. Exhale to your left leg, pigeon pose, 4 ripples. So inhale to come up, exhale to ripple down. Feeling a beautiful stretch into that left glute muscle. And now we're going to feel that right hip rotation. So bringing that back leg around and forward and all the way back, trying not to touch the ground each time. Taking that right leg all the way up and over your left one, reaching the left arm all the way up to the sky, crossing it over and looking over your right shoulder. Again, that yoga for the brain. Rainbow the arms all the way up and over to your left and come into downward facing dog, facing the back of the mat. Exactly the same again on the left side. Reaching the left leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, stack. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fall and star. Open up through the chest, lift the hips. Beautiful job. Bring the hand back down to the mat. Re-extend the left leg. Exhale, stack again. Extend and come through to your pigeon pose. Flowing through with the breath, coming to your ripples, exactly the same thing again. So hopefully by now, you're starting to slightly get the hang of the flow. And we will be doing another round of both sides of this flow, so you're going to get to know it even better, coming into that hip mobility. So the more confident you feel, the more I want you to marry the breath to the movement. One movement, one breath. Come into your twist, looking over your right shoulder. Keeping the chest nice and tall, space between the shoulders and the ears. Rainbow the arms all the way over, and you're facing the front of your mat again. Good job. Ripple forward through to plank. Take your press up and your side star. Press up and side star. Keeping the hips nice and level. Taking your chaturanga to upward facing dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. I know that was quite sweaty work. You did it. Let's take a rest. Extend a child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees as wide as the mat. Bring the forehead down. Extend the arms out. You deserve a moment to breathe. Beautiful job. Okay, starting to come up. We're going to do exactly what we just did again, and I'm going to give you the option for a couple of back bends here. And that's literally it, exactly the same thing with a couple of extra options added in there. So we're going to take the right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, stack the hip. Inhale, extend, and exhale, coming through a little crunch here, coming into your fallen star. Open up through that chest. Re-extend into your right leg, and this time we have the option to either stack the leg or flip your dog into wild thing. So you can bring your hips down in between, reaching that arm up and overhead, lifting the hips nice and high into this back bend variation, and then flipping all the way around, coming into your right leg pigeon pose straight away. Good job. So that's the option here. Coming into your pigeon ripples, these remain the same. Hopefully feeling much more comfort into those glutes now. And coming into your hip mobility exercise here, swinging that leg back and forth, and again, hopefully a little less crunching at this point as you swing that leg back and forth. Coming into the twist, reaching the right arm all the way up and over and looking over your left shoulder. Finding more space, finding more length through the spine. And then reaching the arms all the way up and over, we're coming to the back of the mat into your downward facing dog. Same thing again. Right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, stack. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come through that little plank crunch, coming into your fallen star. Maybe looking up at that top hand can feel really nice. Come up to your three-legged dog, and option to either flip your dog, or you can come all the way around and come into a full wheel pose. Please only do this if you already have prior experience of this, because this is a lot of shoulder rotation. And then coming straight through into your pigeon pose. Taking your 4 ripples here. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Enjoy the movement, relish the movement. Good job. And then swinging that leg back and forth. This is the last time we'll be doing these leg swings on this side. So enjoy the ease with which you move now comparatively to the start of the practice. Coming into your twist again. Looking over that left shoulder. Beautiful job. Rainbow the arms all the way over towards the right, coming into your downward facing dog, and wipe the slate clean with your press up and side star, always optional, and you can bring the knees down of course. And then taking your chaturanga to upward facing dog, deep breath, and exhale, downward facing dog. You know what this means, it's our last side, coming into your left side of this around the mat flow. So left leg extends, exhale, stack the hip. Inhale, extend, exhale, coming through your fallen star, reaching the arm all the way up towards the sky, maybe you watch it go. And then re-extend through that left leg. Stack, and option for your wild thing here, bringing the hips down and then pushing them up with joy. And then rotating all the way around. This can be the tricky bit, coming into your pigeon pose. Coming into your ripples. It really doesn't matter how many movements or tries it took to get you there. You're here, you're present, that's really all that matters, and sometimes the mistakes can be fun along the way. Taking those leg swings. 2, 3, 4, and coming into your twist from there. Bringing that left arm all the way up and over, and looking over your right shoulder, finding ever more ease in your rotations. Taking those arms up and over towards the left, so you're facing the back of the mat, downward facing dog. We repeat this one more time, let's go. Extend the leg and then stack. Extend, and coming into your fallen star, reaching the right arm all the way up towards the sky, lift the chest, and then coming back into your three-legged dog. Beautiful. Stack the hip. You have the option to flip your dog into your wild thing, or you can even rotate round into your wheel. One side might feel a lot easier than the other. One side definitely feels funkier to me, so I feel you there. And then rotating all the way around to your pigeon pose. Coming into your ripples on your left side pigeon pose. beautiful job. You've got one more here. And into your final set of leg swings. Yes. Enjoy the movement, have fun with it. And finally landing into your twist. The left arm reaches all the way up towards the sky. It goes up and over the outside of that knee, and you're looking over your right shoulder. And then reaching all the way, rainbow the arms towards the left, coming into your downward facing dog. And for the very last time, we wipe the slate clean. We take a press up, knees up or down, and side star, press up, and a side star. A little bit of strength, a little bit of fire to end the flow, and a chaturanga to upward facing dog. Take it or leave it. You might just want to rest in your downward facing dog, and that's where we'll meet you. Bringing the knees down and just taking a second, sitting on your heels. If this doesn't work for you, you can sit on your bum, no worries. And just take a second to breathe. That was a very active, fiery, joyful flow. Now it's time to calm everything down. So we're going to sit on our bum. You're going to take your right leg out to the side, your left foot is into your groin. We're going to take a side body stretch here first. So you're going to take your left arm all the way up and over. Really stretching through the side body, into the armpit, maybe looking up towards your top hand, and then round the spine through and take a forward fold. Feeling a nice groin stretch in the outstretched leg, and a nice glute stretched in the bent one. Coming all the way up, you're going to bring your left hand down and reach your right arm up and over as you lift the hips, coming into a hip flexor stretch, mini back bend. And bring the hips down. We're going to do all of that movement on the other side, so swapping the legs over, left leg outstretched, right foot in towards the groin. Taking the left arm down, reaching the right arm all the way up and over, really feeling that stretch, not only through the side body and the armpit, but you'll also maybe feel this through the hip too. Full side body. And then rounding through, coming into your forward fold. Again, feeling it in your groin, in your glutes and in your hips. Only go as far as is comfortable, and we're trying to keep the kneecap facing up towards the sky. Good job, come on up and then reaching all the way back, coming into your mini back bend here, really extending through the hip flexors, giving them some love. And sitting the hips all the way back down. Swing the legs around, we're coming into a forward fold here. Flex the feet, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. And then grabbing for the outsides of the feet. And you can have the legs bent here if that makes it more accessible to you. Feeling that gorgeous hamstring stretch. From here, rolling all the way up through the spine, point the feet, make sure the legs are together, interlace the hands, and then roll down through the spine as slowly as you can. Nice little Pilates roll down there. Reach the legs all the way up towards the sky. You can keep the legs here, or you can join me in coming into a shoulder stand. Nice little inversion to end the class, but just know that if you have your bum down and the legs up to the sky, that's an inversion too, because your feet are over your head. If you're in the shoulder stand, make sure your back is well supported by your hands, your elbows pressing down into the ground, giving you that power to stay up. Lift, lift, lift the hips. And then option here to come into Halasana. So bringing the knees down, you can either straighten the legs overhead and toes coming down to the ground, or you can do as I'm doing with your knees coming down towards the ears. And this is a very intense upper back stretch. Make sure that you've got a little bit of space between your chest and your chin so that you can breathe. No breath holding this position, please. And then from here, if you've got your knees bent, straighten them and very slowly roll down the spine. And then very slowly, we're lowering the feet down towards the mat. How slow and controlled can you go? Tiny bit of core work to end the class, and let it flop down. You've made it all the way onto the back. Gorgeous. We're just going to finish with some spinal twists. So bringing the right knee in towards the chest, give it a good squeeze, and then take it across the body. Take it all the way over, extending the right arm. Left hand is on top of the right leg, coming into your supine twist. Breathing here. This is the very last movement you'll be doing in today's class. Gorgeous. And then swapping the legs out, let's take the left knee in towards the chest and guide it all the way over towards the right, extending the left arm out long and looking back at the left hand. Allowing any adjustments, pops and cracks. Your body has worked hard and you should be so proud of yourself. And then finally, blissfully, Shavasana. Feet as wide as the mat, hands wider than the mat, everything flop, relaxed. And whatever your expectations were of this practice, whether you met them or you didn't in your mind, let it go, let it drop away. You showed up. That's all that matters to me. I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana for a couple of moments. Enjoy. Start to bring some small movement to your fingers and to your toes. Maybe rolling the head back and forth. Slowly waking up. And then bring the legs together, bring the arms overhead, take a full body stretch. Reawakening back into your day. Bring the knees in towards the chest and give them a big squeeze. And then we're going to rock and roll up to seated, so rocking back and forth until you make it up to a seat. Taking a deep breath in and deep breath out through the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Have a joyful day. Bye everybody.